Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwin, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about the Adeptus Ministorum as we get an overview of what it's like to live within the Adeptus Ministorum organization. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every 12 hours, so you're never too far from a Warhammer 40K lore video. And of course, if you have any suggestions, comment down below. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Adeptus Ministorum. The Adeptus Ministorum, also known as the Ecclesiarchy, is the religion that venerates the Emperor of mankind. Powerful and ancient, it embodies the Imperial Creed, the Marad systems of belief that bind humanity together, give it purpose, and keep it safe from soul-imperioring threats, both within and without. Its members are devoted servants of the Emperor, dedicated to bringing his word to the faithful, and rooting out any which would stand against him. Whether with words or deeds, a member of the Adeptus Ministorum never forgets his early service. Even should he fall from grace, the teachings of the Church remain branded upon his soul, and the fire of the Emperor's faith still burns strong in his belly. According to Imperial belief, 10,000 years ago, the Emperor fell after ending the great civil war the galaxy has ever known. As the Emperor was the unifier of the galaxy and father of the Imperium, it took little time for a cult to rise in worship, idolizing him for saving mankind and preventing the demise of humanity. This cult spread, maturing to become a religion. As the centuries passed, it became the unifying creed of the Imperium, until every citizen could look upon the cold, fearful darkness of the night sky and know it was the Emperor who kept them safe. This religion exists in all levels of imperial society, though the details of his worship are unique in every world and every society. This is a minor concern to the Ministorum, for so long as the citizens hold the Emperor as his god, then he is indeed a loyal worshipper. Fanatical missionaries, blessed saints, and preachers ensure that the propaganda of the imperial cult maintain the ecclesiarchy and its law, binding together the Imperium in devotion of the Emperor. The Ministorum does not exist simply to ensure devotion to the Emperor. It also exists to ensure his enemies are purged from humanity, and that only those of pure spirit and faith survive. This includes maintaining the faith amongst the Emperor's soldiers, as they fight Xenos and other threats. Most Imperial forces have cadres of devoted clerics to see to their souls and stir them into a righteous fury. The Ministorum also serves to convert newly discovered pockets of humanity and transform any native beliefs to the Imperial Creed. It seeks to root out mutants, witches, and other heretics from among every population. These are the true enemies of the Ministorum, those who would hide within, masquerading as humanity when they are anything but. They are stains upon the purity of the Emperor's domain, and it is the sworn duty of all members of the Ministorum to uncover these unholy deviants and see them burn upon the pyres of the holy retribution. The Ministorum enjoys extensive power and influence due to its integration into almost all Imperial agencies. There is particularly no place within the Imperium where one can be completely free of its presence, and most lords and governors have at least one member close at hand to give them counsel. For some, the presence of the Ministorum is a welcome one, a steady hand to augment their own faith and aid them in their decisions. For others, it is a hated reminder of the limitations of their own power. However, this is a battle that even the most powerful lords is doomed to lose, as no planet or even a sector can hope to stand for long against the influence of the ecclesiarchy, given its power to prosecute any man or even any world from the taint of heresy. The ecclesiarchy reaches out into every aspect of life within the Imperium. Its presence, the face, voice, and hand of the Emperor's divine will, on countless worlds and systems. Citizens are taught from birth to fear and respect the might of the Ministorum that keeps them safe, even from themselves. Those of the ecclesiarchy are filled with even greater faith and zeal, knowing that the Emperor is the salvation of mankind. Some might have been born into the Adeptus Ministorum, their family line forever melded to the holy service. Others may have left behind their old lives and positions to enter local temples as mere novelites. Imperial worlds commonly featuring imposing temples and chapels hosting ecclesiarchal members, each devoted to the Emperor in their own manner. Their faith defines all within the Adeptus Ministorum, and they give themselves over completely to their service, swearing their lives for the betterment of the Imperium, to face the foes of the Emperor wherever they are found. Most who rise within the Ministorum find a place as preachers, overseeing flocks of Imperial citizens and safeguarding their souls against the influence of witches, mutants, and foul xenocults. They also act as teachers and guides to the future generations that come after. Such a post is not without its dangers. Dissidents and unbelievers often target them for attack or assassination, as such actions can be seen as a blow against the hated Imperium itself. More often they find perils within the ecclesiarchy, as the sprawling might of the Ministorum constantly struggles against itself while attempting to control the Imperial citizens. In time, a priest or cleric might rise up to command the Ministorum's interest on an entire world and become mirrored to its systems and sector politics. Others might travel the wider areas of the galaxy, spreading the word of the Emperor or stoking the fire of faith within those who fight in his name. As firebrands and witch hunters, some members of the ecclesiarchy seek out heresy and subversion, while their brothers in their priesthood maintain the faith of the populace. These travels can take them from the front lines of the Imperium's bloodiest wars to the depths of the primitive worlds, where they can bring word of the Emperor to feral savages. It is a task frequently fraught with danger, but one of little concern to those that travel with the faith of the Master of Mankind in their hearts and the glory of the Imperium on their backs. And those were 40 facts on the Adeptus Ministorum. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely recommend you guys picking up the Dark Heresy role-playing game rulebook because it's full of amazing lore that really goes in depth into just the culture of the Imperium, and it really gives you a different aspect of the Imperium that you don't get from just playing the game or even reading the books, because it breaks down and it gives you different factions that you never thought existed. For instance, the Adeptus Ministorum, you forget that, you know, they're not just going out to war, they're also going to feral worlds and preaching the word of the Emperor. But this reminds me of the movie Silence by Scorsese that came out, I believe, last year. It's on Hulu right now, so you guys should check it out if you have Hulu and if you haven't seen the movie yet. But it's really interesting. It's a movie with Kylo Ren, or the actor that plays Kylo Ren, and the actor that plays Spider-Man. Not the latest Spider-Man, but the one before, so I think it's either the second or the third Spider-Man, I can't remember. But basically what it is that Qui-Gon Jinn, the actor who plays Qui-Gon Jinn, he goes to Japan because he's a missionary, and he's there to convert Japanese people to Christianity, much like somebody from the Adeptus Ministorum would go to a feral world and try to convert everybody into the Imperial Creed. And this is at the point it's at the height, the movie is at the height of the Christian power, I guess. So it's like the Catholic Church, and they're very strong in Italy. So of course they're sending all their missionaries everywhere, all across the world. And it just so happens that Japan is super closed off. They don't want anything to do with the outside world. So they see the fact that Qui-Gon Jinn is over here talking about Christianity and not the Force, and they get angry. That's not what happens, but they basically ban Christian beliefs, and he goes missing. They don't know what happened to him, and it turns out that Kylo Ren and Spider-Man, the two actors, find out that their former teacher, Qui-Gon Jinn, is in Japan. So they go to figure out what happened to him. Like, did he die? What happened to his faith? And the entire movie is just a test of faith for both these two guys, these two missionaries in Japan, who have to hide their belief. And it's pretty hard to hide their belief when they're the only Westerners in all of Japan. So of course they get found out, and the movie is great. I'm not going to tell you whether they found Qui-Gon Jinn and whether Kylo Ren becomes the next Darth Vader, but you should check out the movie just to find out. But that's basically what this whole concept reminds me of. That's what the Adeptus Ministorum is. If you ever want to create a cool fan fiction about the Adeptus Ministorum and expand on the lore of the Imperial Creed and not just like war and all that kind of stuff, check out the movie Silence and base your fan fiction on the struggle of the Imperium trying to spread their beliefs to feral worlds. Because if you think about it, yes, the Adeptus Ministorum and the Imperial Creed is extremely powerful, but why would they send like military force to a feral world that doesn't really matter? So it might be left to the Adeptus Ministorum and a couple of missionaries to do that. It would be a great story and a great conflict for those few Adeptus Ministorum and a few Imperial Guardsmen, or whatever retinue of acolytes that they have, and trying to spread the word of the Emperor against maybe a cult that already exists, a chaos cult and stuff like that. It would be a really good story. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any other suggestions of Warhammer 40K that you guys would like us to cover, just comment down below. We read the comments every single day. If you like our videos, don't forget to share, and we have a Patreon. It's a simple $1 a month, and it helps us create more videos for you guys. If you can support us on there, that would be awesome. If you can't, we understand. Simply by liking, commenting, and sharing, it helps out the channel. And yeah, thanks for everything, guys. I'll catch you on the next episode. This is Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.